It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You were Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial.
Okay, Coach. Well, with the Ohio River and the hills of Kentucky just to our right, we welcome you into Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Tennessee Titans and the Cincinnati Bengals. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Ready? Blue lady. Check, check. Watch the twist. Watch the twist. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Mike, here we go.
Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Second and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on second and 10.
Watch twist. Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 20.
Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Crunch. Back. Check three. And even. 44. Easy.
On 3rd down, Winston. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. Touchdown, Titans. Corey Davis, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Forced out to his left. Trying to get it to Jackson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Super Bowl 49 hero Malcolm Butler. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. He was pretty good a year ago in college, getting outside of the pocket and making plays, but it's a different story here in the NFL.
Well, in college, when he broke out of the pocket, his receivers often knew what to do in a scramble drill. And defenders weren't quite as adept at that. In the NFL, they work on that as well. They realize once he's out of the pocket, you can knock a receiver down. You can take him out of the play that way. You can make sure you hunt him up and make sure that you have him covered downfield. They do a much better job of it. He's got to learn that the speed has changed on this level.
On 2nd and 12, Winston. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play there for Cincinnati. 87 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. Back to throw here. Steps away to his left. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike.
2nd and 3. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Kevin Byard, the Middle Tennessee Blue Raider, gets the sack.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
A big play to start the drive got him in this position, but this defense has held firm since, and now it's 3rd and goal. They'll set up to throw. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And Bullock will put this one through, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
They start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Ready? Flex it down. 3 down. Hey, check. 3 down.
On 3rd and 1, here's Winston. He gets it to Brown, complete. Now Brown, he lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. That really sets them back, a loss of 6. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. Second and long. His throw incomplete. He was looking to get it to Jarvis Landry that time. And it's 3rd down. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Kamale Correa. He's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. They'll drop the throw. Going deep here for Landry. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Super Bowl 49 hero Malcolm Butler. Landry, the intended target. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen.
Watch twins. Watch twins. Shit, shit. Shit. Watch out, watch out. Watch him go.
Following the interception, Winston. And this is incomplete. Tajay Sharp, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
44 is Mike. 44 is Mike. Check, check. Drop deep, drop deep. Easy, 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 easy. Hey, swap, swap. Flip it, flip it, flip it. 44, Mike, Mike, 44. Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line. Follow. Check, check, check.
Throwing again, Winston on 2nd and 10. He'll rifle this one deep. He rifles one that's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Intercepted. The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the catch good. It's Eifert. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Let's go.
After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
Mike, 5-5.
2nd and 9 now. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And some room to roam now. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
The free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yeah, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
This will be taken in at the 1.
Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 34-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right? Good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too. And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level. Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Well, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on 4th down.
Delta. Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike. You can't wait.
They'll try and throw for it here. Buying time to his left. Now this is incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Titans, they've got the football back, and they've got it in great field position. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Derrick Henry. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Let's convert.
From the 24, Winston. They set up the screen for Henry. He's got the first down inside the 10. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
They'll run for it with Dion Lewis. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
So 2nd and goal, and the big man Henry alone in the backfield.
Jim. Where do we go?
Jameis to throw it. Being chased out left toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Freddie, blue wave. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. Check. Where do we go?
Here's Henry. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal. Let's think here. You're still just in the second quarter. You taking the 3 points?
I am taking the 3 points, and I'm just relying on my defense here. Show them you have a little confidence in them, and let the offense know, nice drive. Come back next time. We'll go get 6 then, but for now, we'll take the 3.
And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to.
Now a hit and a loose football. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's going to score. It's a Titans touchdown. Adam Humphries, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Titans are able to extend their lead. Extra point put through by Succop. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Let's go.
26-yard line.
On the ready.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. LaShawn Sims with the INT. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Trying to get it to Landry there. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Winston now to throw on first down. Completes it to Davis. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Corey Davis, his second touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Titans are able to extend their lead. Extra point up and good by Suckup. And the rout is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded at the 6. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Give him 30 yards there. Now a play fake here on first down. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
They'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. I hate to sound really negative, but at this point, an incomplete pass, almost a moral victory that it's not picked off.
Well, you may hate to sound negative, but that was negative.
It was very negative, I know, but all these first-half interceptions, it's been tough to watch.
Yeah, couldn't find a silver lining in this one, much more like lead.
The offense stays put. They failed twice already in this first half, but they're going to go a 3rd time here on 4th down.
Right there in the middle, 55. You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today. Let's go.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He'll hit Jackson, complete. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They're going to look to throw. And it's caught. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down, second and right at a yard. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at his 4. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line.
At their own 33-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Rashaan Evans, the linebacker, recording the sack there. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's second and 21. And he's got some space here. A big play there for the Bengals. 45 yards on the ground. Terrific run from one of the fastest backs in the game today. A guy who keeps defensive coordinators up at night, no doubt.
Remember when we were meeting with the D coordinator before the game and all he talked about was run fits, making sure our guys were in the right place so there were no creases?
They missed their fits, didn't they?
Yeah, there was no fit there. The only fit was at the end when he threw his headset down after that big run.
It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And it's incomplete. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver, and it's second down. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
Well, a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. Third down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on third down.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth.
55's my guy, 55. Watch the flag, watch the flag, watch the flag. Watch the flag, motion, pop. Ready.
They'll look to throw here. And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And as a result, it'll be Titan football on the turnover on downs. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And last time out, another touchdown. I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the roads
true.
will be fairly clear
that is
by the time we have to leave the booth.
And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. It's a big run there by Henry. 68 yards on the ground.
First down, Tennessee.
So from their own 20 all the way to the red zone now. A chance to capitalize on 1st and 10.
Deuce. Check. Easy.
Now Lewis here on 1st down. And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Kill. Watch the edge. Watch the safety creep. Easy.
They'll run with Henry. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. On 3rd down, it's Lewis. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Succop's kick is good. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time.
It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. John Ross, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead. His first career touchdown pass, and, you know, it's cliche to say, but he's probably been envisioning this since he was a little kid. That's a cool moment.
It really is. So enjoy the moment, enjoy the time, celebrate, save the full reflection for later, but make sure you grab someone on the sidelines and say, hey, make sure I get that football, okay?
And he'll get in, and they're going to draw themselves 2 points closer. I guess the last score wasn't enough for them. They want more. Here comes an onside kick. And the Titans are going to recover the football. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
Watch the out, watch the out. Out. Slam.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. Back now in Cincinnati. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. And Succop will put this one right through, and that will make the lead now 26. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time.
It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. John Ross, 77 yards. And the Bengals are able to draw a bit closer. He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You could see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
They'll try and throw for it. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they've got to make sure they load him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. And I think the ball's out, and the Bengals grab it.
Now, let's be frank, you hate the fumble at the end of the play, but prior to that, I liked a lot of what was going on. Tucks it down, takes off, picks up good yardage. But in that portion of the field, that close to the sideline,
step out.
Yeah, either get down or get out of bounds. Take care of the ball.
Yeah, he had the yards, but then the mistake. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Let's go.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Eluding the pressure right. He gets this one to Boyd. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. The Bengals on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Again, it's Mixon. And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Hey, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target. And now it's 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. His big tight end, Tyler Eifert, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. Now, the Bengals on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. It was a safety, Kevin Byard, that time, who was able to knock it away.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something.
And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Deshaun Jackson, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead. Here we go now as they will again try for 2. They'll try and run it here. And he's going to be hit and taken down in the backfield. Just nowhere to run that time. And the try for 2 is snuffed out. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown.
The Titans take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Here we go. Check 24. Check 24. Let me go. Joker.
They try again with Lewis. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage, the stop troops, the defensive guys, they got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them. Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Slam.
On second down, here's Henry. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
It's a gain of 4. And it's
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Winston now. Escaping the pressure right. Uncorks one for Davis. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Now here's Ross. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked by Kevin Byard. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Check 26. Showing up.
This is Henry. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Switch gears. Same. Watch quick.
They'll run it again with Henry. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Ready? Flag 25. Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus. Watch twist. There we go.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This will be a critical call.
Succop's kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Now a hit and a loose football. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Darquez Denard there to make the tackle.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
They're looking to throw this. Winston. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. Michael Pruitt, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Titans are able to extend their lead. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Let's go, fellas.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points.
It was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.